Hello Z's, this is Mond Life. Today we'll be tackling relationships and how to have a successful relationship, whether it be boy, girl, man, woman, boy, boy, girl, girl, anything you want. You can do whatever you want, be in a relationship with whoever you want to be in, as long as it's consensual, okay, and you both agree. It's no good following anybody around, stalking them. That's not a relationship. And the police will be notified, okay, if I find out any of you are doing that. This is about not one night stands, not attracting women, or pulling men. I'll try and do one on that, even though it's been about 15 years. I'm a little bit rusty, but I have learned a lot about women, being in a long-term relationship now. We're now married, and not to generalize and say that they're all the same, but I think there is certain things that link all women. And once you figure them out, once you know what makes them tick, it becomes easy. But like anything, it takes work. Okay, so long-term relationships, ones we're going to the bitter end, death do us part, hard graft, grinding. Okay, praying for the sweet release of death kind of relationships. You know what I mean? Sick of the sight of them. But we're not there yet. You know what I mean? We could be, you're talking 50, 60-year long ones, really like silver, gold anniversaries, all that kind of stuff, right? So, you'll notice my hair's getting longer because every time I say something wise, my hair grows a little bit, okay? So listen up. Right, first things first, compatibility. You have to be compatible, and it takes time to find out whether you're compatible with someone. Forget about the first 6 months when you're longingly looking into each other's eyes and just snogging each other's faces off, right? That doesn't last. We're getting down into the nitty gritty now, right? And it's about not getting on each other's tits, basically. You have to do everything possible to not get on the other person's tits. And it involves really basic stuff. Good hygiene, looking after yourself, okay? Tidying up after yourself, pitching in round the house. You've got to treat them like a roommate, basically, okay? Now, I had a roommate before, and he was filthy, and I became filthy, and neither of us wanted to clean up, and we lived in a trash heap, okay? It's no good, and it's okay, two young lads doing that, right? But if you're in a relationship with a woman, it just isn't going to work, and you're going to get on each other's nerves, and you're going to do the heads in. You've got to think, if you're seeing the same person every day for over 15 years, you have to try and be the least annoying person you can be, okay? So you have to be very aware of the things that you do. Whether it's as a bloke, farting, okay? Hilarious. You're allowed one a day, okay? The stinkier the better, one a day. But if you're doing them all the time, let's face it, you deserve to be divorced, okay? They're not funny. Get yourself out the room, stick your bum out the window, okay? We all know, some people are flatulent, okay, men and women. In my experience, my wife has only probably done about five. Five absolute belters, by the way, but that's over about 15 years. Okay, and I accepted them. I didn't like them, and I wouldn't like them to be happening all the time. Absolutely not. But I have a problem with that. I do that. I think most blokes do, and I think you can be so relaxed, and your sphincter becomes so relaxed that you're letting them go all the time, and it's not on. It's absolutely not on. So little things like that you can do. Okay, don't leave a mess. Don't be messy. Don't leave your socks around. Tidy up after yourself. The other person should be able to look in the house and not know you've been there. Okay, it's key. We do not, especially on lockdown. Okay, but just generally, we don't want to be living in an untidy house. but you don't shout at the other person, okay? Resolving problems is all about talking and communication. That's the most important thing. You've got to stay calm. Never ever raise your voice, okay? No matter if the other person is wrong or being manipulative or being a horrible person or trying to goad you, you have to be clinical in arguments and problems and talking through things. You have to talk, okay? You have to be constantly evaluating, right? And that leads me on to housework, general, just, what do you call it? Admin. That's it. It's a Tamagotchi. Relationships are like a Tamagotchi, okay? You've got to feed them every day. You've got to stroke them. You've got to water them, okay? Do you remember Tamagotchis? You put that little bit of work in, and that's what you've got to do with your relationship every day. If that means 5 minutes, if you see each other, all you've got to do 5 minutes when the other person gets in from work is you have 5 minutes chatting, let them get in the door. If they're a bloke and they're working hard and they've been on a big 12-hour shift, let them get in the door, let them get sat down, okay? This is more for blokes, actually, because I don't know what it's like to be a woman, actually. So 5 minutes chatting, okay? You don't even have to say anything amazing. You don't have to tell any amazing stories. You just have to do that bit of admin, a little bit of talking. Do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a drink? Yeah. Let's remember, women will do most of the talking, okay? As a bloke, 99% of the time, we're not saying anything, are we? We're silent, brooding individuals, aren't we? Okay? So you don't have to say anything. Just put the work in of like, how was your day? Oh, how's it going? That kind of stuff, right? Do you want a cup of tea? Blah, blah, blah. It's 99% of that. Wash the pots. Yeah, chip in around the house. You don't have to be busting your balls and on your hands and knees like Cinderella scrubbing the floors. But don't leave shit stains in the toilet. Don't, make the bed after you. Don't leave your clothes lying around. Put them in the wash. Do the washing. Do the things that you can do as a bloke, okay? Because we know women do most of the housework anyway, okay? It's, for whatever reason, it's unbalanced and it's unfair. And even me as a modern, 21st century mond person, okay? Even the housework falls unevenly, and the childcare especially falls unevenly on the women for whatever reason, okay? You have to try and battle against that. If it's 90-10, there's something going wrong. If it's 80-20, again, if you can get it close to 60-40, you're doing well, because women will do that 60%. But you do the stuff that's easy, that doesn't really take much thought. You wash them pots. You get a dishwasher if you can. They're really helpful. Run a cloth around the floor. You don't have to be mopping the floors all the time. Keep tidy, right? So just general admin, keep things ticking over. I've done nearly 9 minutes on this. So that's the end of part 1. I'll be back with part 2 with more waffle. Bye bye. Mon life.